It all started on a normal day, or so I thought. I didn't expect it to be the beginning of something I would carry with me forever. I still remember the feelings I had that day, my hands shaking as I recall it. It wasn't just a mistake. It was something deeper, something I never imagined could happen. Let me take you back to the moment that changed everything. Alfred, my mom's husband, was a man who commanded attention without even trying. Mature, charismatic, with an aura of quiet confidence, he didn't need to say much to be noticed. Most days he was reserved, keeping to himself in the house, but it was enough to feel his presence everywhere. He was polite, yes, but distant, until that one day. My mom, Jennifer, had gone out with her friends, leaving Alfred and me alone in the house. The evening felt like it would be uneventful, but that couldn't have been further from the truth. I was in my room, getting ready to change. Standing in front of my mirror, I was about to slip into a dress when I heard the door creak open. "Emily, your door's open," Alfred's voice called softly from the doorway. I froze. I didn't expect him to be there. I didn't cover up immediately, unsure of what to do, unsure of how to react. His eyes locked onto mine, and in that moment, time seemed to stop. I didn't know what to feel, what to say. His presence in the doorway was more than just physical. It felt different. He didn't step in but lingered, and for a few seconds everything between us felt heavy with unspoken tension. "I'm sorry," he finally said, looking away, his voice apologetic, but with an undertone that made me question if he truly regretted the moment. It felt like more than just an accident, but I couldn't bring myself to say anything. He left, and I was left alone with my thoughts, my heart racing in a way that I couldn't explain. I tried to push the moment aside, thinking it was just a mistake, a fleeting, awkward encounter, but soon I realized it wasn't over. That day had been the start of something I couldn't ignore. A few days later, it happened again. This time, it was even more intense. I thought I was imagining things, that it could be chalked up to another awkward situation. But soon, I began to understand. This wasn't just a mistake. It was only the beginning. The day of my mom's friend's wedding arrived. My mom, always cheerful and lively, was excited to go. She loved socializing, but I wasn't thrilled about the event. Alfred's presence, however, shifted something in me. I couldn't ignore how charming he looked that night. In his perfectly tailored suit under the warm wedding lights, he seemed to radiate confidence. Something inside me began to stir, and I couldn't stop looking at him. As the music played, my mom and Alfred danced together, but then she turned to me and, with a grin, told me to dance with him. "Alfred, ask Emily to dance," she said. "I need to go chat with my friends." I hesitated, feeling my heart race. Alfred extended his hand with that same charming smile, and I couldn't refuse. As we danced, I couldn't ignore the way his hand rested on my waist, the warmth of his touch, the way his cologne filled the air. Every part of me was aware of him, and I was struggling to hold it together. "I didn't know you were such a great dancer," Alfred said, his voice smooth, his smile soft. "Dancing with you is really enjoyable." His words made me tremble. I tried to play it cool, but it was hard to hide the way his presence was affecting me. "I'm just trying my best," I murmured, my voice betraying my nervousness. He smiled softly. "Don't sell yourself short. You're great," he said. The words seemed innocent enough, but the way his hand tightened slightly around my waist sent a shiver down my spine. That night I realized the dance wasn't just about the steps. It was something else. Alfred's touch, his words, they were more than just a simple connection. I felt something change inside me. The rest of the night I could feel his eyes on me. The way he looked at me, it wasn't just polite or distant anymore. It was different. And as my mom left with her friends after the wedding, Alfred and I ended up alone again. The drive home was quiet, but his voice broke the silence. "Jennifer sometimes has different priorities," Alfred said, his tone calm but with an edge of disappointment. "It surprises me how thoughtless she can be at times. Nights like this, you expect your partner to be by your side." I understood him more than I wanted to. The loneliness in his words tugged at me, but I didn't know how to respond. When we got home, Alfred opened the door for me. There was something in his hesitation, something in the way he lingered. I was confused by the feelings stirring within me, and I couldn't stop thinking about the connection between us. I felt it growing stronger, like a pull I couldn't escape. As I stood in my room, I thought I had everything figured out. But then, unexpectedly, Alfred appeared at my door. "Emily," he said quietly, "I can't keep this inside anymore. I think about you all the time. I never meant for this to happen, but you see me. Jennifer never could." His words hit me like a wave. I couldn't speak. My heart was racing, my thoughts a whirlwind. Then, with a quiet resolve, Alfred took another step toward me, his eyes never leaving mine. I could feel the tension building, the pull growing stronger, and I knew I couldn't resist it any longer. "Alfred," I whispered, my voice trembling, but there was a sense of certainty in it. "I haven't forgotten either. The moment you walked into my room, everything changed. I tried to fight it, but I can't anymore. I like you too." The tension between us broke, and for the first time, I didn't feel conflicted about it. It was real. It was undeniable. And as we finally gave in to the moment, I knew things would never be the same.